Rolling.
Fratelloni's Ace Hardware and Garden Stores brings you Garage Logic podcast number 685 live from the Minnesota State Fair, the last day of August,
Hey.
8/31/21. 94 degrees on this day on two occasions, 1898 in 1907, and in 1974, a summer I remember as being very chilly. It was 40 degrees.
And now, from the mayor's office, above the boathouse, on the east shore of Spoon Lake, it's Garage Logic, with Rookie on production, Chris Reavers, director of social media, John Hyde in the newsroom, and occasionally Kenny from the Krabby Coffee Shop. Here is your flashlight king, fireworks commissioner, and keeper of common sense, your mayor, Joe Souchere.
But first,
Kenny.
Bunga bunga.
special thanks to Running Aces Casino, Hotel, and Racetrack for sponsoring us here at the State Fair. Running Aces, a Las Vegas-style card room with family-friendly horse racing, trout fishing, great dining, a new hotel featuring beautiful state-of-the-art amenities, a pool, a hot tub, and so much more, making it the perfect local getaway. Plus great bacon cheeseburgers. Oh, my goodness. Running Aces Casino, Hotel, and Racetrack.
Yesterday we had Mark Eldridge right off the bat. He races pigeons. Right here, live at the Minnesota State Fair, he released
Yes, he did.
a flock. Is that what a group of pigeons is called? A
Sure.
flock. And he wants us to know all the birds that released yesterday were home after I got home from the fair.
Beautiful.
You know what was neat, too, about that? The way he described the circular formation that
Yep.
they do?
Yep.
They did exactly that around that tree, and then
That's
they
right.
took off right by Sweet Martha's cookie stand,
They're listening for cracks in the crust of the earth.
which is so cool.
I'm not sure if I'm buying that.
I am.
Sounds good.
And then we have a correction on a story yesterday. We had a story from a small-town newspaper in northern Minnesota that said state health authorities warned of epidemic of diphtheria next winter unless stringent quarantine measures are taken. Vaccination, smallpox. Board of Health resolved that all school children and teachers must show certificate of successful vaccination since January 1, 1896, or a medical certificate as to immunity to vaccination. Also include, okay, I think, and this, who's this? Josh wants us to know that the would-be diphtheria epidemic, unless folks were quarantined and were vaccinated. He wanted to say that proof of vaccination or immunity would be required. That's great, except the diphtheria vaccine wasn't developed until the 1920s. Hold up.
Wait a minute.
Something ain't right.
So you're saying my local paper is making history up?
No, I think I just noticed a flaw in everything here.
Uh-oh.
All right.
It's the wrong story.
They're talking about a smallpox vaccination, not a diphtheria
Well,
vaccination.
what's with the diphtheria at the
Well,
top?
it's just poorly written is what it amounts to, and don't ever bring anything from this newspaper again. It's just dreadful. Just absolutely dreadful.
It is.
These aren't even coherent sentences.
It is bad.
It's like Rook or I wrote it.
To be honest, the only reason I open it up is because they have the police blotter.
Yeah.
And I love reading what my neighbors are up to.
Do they have want ads?
No
Okay.
one. They
Yes,
don't exist.
Rook, you look like you have something you want to say.
Oh, your mic's not on, bro.
What's up?
Yeah.
A band or a dropping of pigeons? Okay.
Oh, really?
A band or a dropping. There's various names, but those are the two most common.
A
I always
band of
thought a
pigeons.
dandy of pigeons sounds good. A dandy.
Andy?
No.
By the way, this is our best crowd yet of the fair.
Oh, it's another lovely day at the fair.
This is our best crowd yet.
Another
day.
lovely day at the fair.
A good day for day drinking, isn't it?
Oh,
There you go.
Say, Rook,
awesome.
would you
Wait, before we do that, it's Military Appreciation Day
Yes,
today.
it is.
Yes, it is.
Do we have any veterans in the crowd? Please stand up or raise your hand so we may properly thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you for your service. Harumph.
Thank you.
Harumph, harumph, harumph.
I have to mention, as a result of that, I ran over to Lulu's to get some Bang Bang chicken wings, some ghost pepper cheese bites, which are fabulous, by the way.
Wonderful.
Delicious lemonade as well.
Yep.
As I'm walking back, there was a veteran that was sitting on the bench with his wife. He had a veteran's hat. I said, "Thank you for your service. How long were you in?" He said, "I got drafted to the Vietnam War. I was in for 2 years. I got Agent Orange. I've had quadruple bypass and diabetes. So for those 2 years,
Wow.
it set him up for the rest of his life, not being a perfect soul. And thank you to all those other veterans out there that were put in harm's way with Vietnam, Korea, World War II, Afghanistan, Iraq. You really have our utmost respect in Garage Logic, and we appreciate it. So thank you.
Absolutely.
And because of that, you're buying them anything they want from
There you
Lulu's
go.
Public House today.
Kenny's Visa number is 4190,
Tell him the Rook sent you.
and the code on the back is 029.
How did you know?
I've had it for 2 weeks.
Come here, Rook.
Yes.
All day long, this story came up when I pressed on it. Why isn't it not now?
Technology Corner in Garage Logic, live at the State Fair.
Well, it's important because we got to get something out of the way here.
All right.
And I needed to read from that, and it's been coming up as a story all day, and I don't know why it's not. Hi, my name is ivermectin.
Oh, good.
How you doing, Ivor?
Oh, good.
I strongly suggested yesterday that people who take that horse medicine are goofy, and it turns out that ivermectin's been used in humans for 30 years.
It has.
For a variety of illnesses.
But it's a human version, correct?
Yeah, and the problem people have been having, and you go ahead and take it if you want, but there's been no evidence or studies that prove any mitigating factor against a virus. It's used to treat other problems.
Right.
And I had a great story that I was trying to read, and for some reason my phone is now not allowing me to see that story. It was a story featuring a head of some sort of scientific program at McGill University in Montreal, Canada, who studied this for 30 years.
Right.
And he is saying there's no reason to even believe it could have anything to do with COVID.
Why?
Because it has no efficacy against a virus. It's a different cellular world. And again, if I had the story, did you find it, Rook? Here it is. Top ivermectin expert says deworming drug does not treat COVID, that it poses no danger to humans if taken in the correct dose, and that people are getting sick because they're taking high-strength versions intended for large animals. This guy's name is Dr. Timothy Geary. He's a parasite expert and has studied ivermectin for over a decade. He says the drug does not have any effectiveness fighting viruses, and a study showing that it can combat COVID-19 is being misinterpreted. Concentrations of the drug used in the study are not safe for human use and not applicable to the real world. We go on to learn here it's an anti-parasite drug. It has been incorrectly deemed by some to be a potential treatment for COVID-19 after some misinterpreted a March 2020 study conducted in Australia. Since then, the drug has flown off the shelves, spurring the U.S. Food and Drug Administration and U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention to issue warnings about its misuse. Many have been purchasing doses intended for animals, which are larger than what is safe for humans. Dr. Timothy Geary is one of the world's foremost experts of ivermectin and has done research on the drug for over a decade. He is the research chair in parasite biotechnology at McGill University in Montreal. And he said the study which spawned much of the ivermectin craze is not being correctly read. He said the study did show that ivermectin could inhibit the replication of COVID-19 virus cells, which is what many are reading from the study that makes them believe the drug has virus-killing properties. I got so much grief about this, you're going to have to put up with this.
Well, how long is this going to go on?
More about replication, please.
Because I think what a lot of GLers are saying, and we've already discussed this, is it worthy of further studies?
I think what GLers want me to understand is that if it hasn't been studied for its efficacy against COVID, why not?
Okay.
And shouldn't it be?
Oh, that's a legitimate question.
And because I was talking to someone in the medical field last night because I really got into this, and it turns out it's very inexpensive.
Right.
Very inexpensive. It's been used successfully in a variety of situations for more than 30 years. And there's a fellow out here I talked to before the show. He takes it as a precautionary measure from his doctor.
Well, there you go.
From his doctor.
Yeah.
So I'm not taking back anything I said. If you're still taking an amount due for a horse, you're going to start neighing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Rook, did we just add another word to the list of bleep that word, by the way?
Yeah, I'd like to offer replication. Replication is on my list.
Just before we start lighting our hair on fire and actually having fun here at the State Fair, did you read the piece in today's Star Tribune about the Mayo Clinic dealing out antibodies?
No.
Oh, all right. New topic. All right.
No, I'm not done with this one.
Oh.
I want to issue a final clarifying statement. GLers have every right in the world to wonder why there hasn't been a study, and should there be. And I do not have the wisdom of Solomon there. I don't know if there should be a study, and I don't know why there hasn't been. But apparently it is a drug that's been around a long time. It has its uses, and that's all I have to say about it. I'm going to continue to get, or I have gotten the vaccine. I'm not taking ivermectin.
Okay.
Yeah. Speaking of hair on fire, listen to this. Sanibel Jim sent me a video, and the headline of it was "Why the Irish Will Never Take Over the World." So you click.
Oh boy!
It's about 7 Irish guys in a pub. And they're just getting hammered, and they're gibbering and jabbering, and they start this game where they pour whatever they're drinking on their hair. Okay. The first guy lights his hair on fire.
Jesus.
Then he has to go to the next guy and touch his head. His head bursts into flames all the way down the bar. These guys are sitting there with their hair on fire.
You know,
Still jabbering and bitching each other and screaming and hollering. Then they pour the booze over their hair, and I'm sure the bar stank like crazy.
you're truly not helping with that stereotype at all.
Yeah, not at all.
Helping your people out.
It really doesn't. It really doesn't.
By the way, one of the cool things that we're doing on our live stream for Facebook and YouTube right now are all the GLers that are checking in from around the country.
Yeah.
This is so cool. John just checked in from Dallas, Texas. Bonnie from Bozeman, Montana. Rob checked in from Duluth. I guess I'll include that right now.
What about Tennessee?
And then we just had somebody. Here we go. Steven from Holiday, Tennessee. Oh, here's Bradley. Is it Albion? Albion, Indiana. That's really cool.
Albion, Indiana.
How many of you here were angry at me yesterday for my take on ivermectin?
All of us are going to raise our hand.
All of us.
Well, I hope that gets me off the hook. I think what GLers want me to understand is why are you dismissing something that could probably be studied and discovered either to be useful or not useful. Right now, I'm going with vaccines.
And GLers, if you're mad at Such, please remember, you can turn him off. You don't have to listen to him.
No.
We have to show up for work every day and deal
Listen
with this
for an hour and a
on
half.
and off the air.
That ride in every day. What's he going to be like today?
Exactly.
You know what? You're totally wrong, and you know it.
Sometimes we stand in the hallway and just listen
Right.
to see what's going on in there.
Get a vibe, a moment or two.
And Rook, what's the moment too where he does the show before the show where he's talking to himself? You know?
Yeah, looking at his post-it notes and gas. That reminds him to go get gas instead of.
And then I'm going to say service road of life, and then I'm going to say the tallest buildings, and then
Rook would always bust him too. Who are you talking to in there?
Okay, today.
Hey, let's knock this off.
Just wait. Today,
but it's fun, Joe.
When I was doing my off-air work for the show, I went to the Garage Logic. It was the Garage Logic Facebook. I don't think we have this posted on the YouTube site, but we have the day when I drove over to his house. I was going to drive him to a remote broadcast.
The mole.
The Mark.
The Mark.
He was the
Yeah,
Mark.
the Mark.
And I said, watch and see what the Mark comes out. I had the 2004 Yukon that had taped up seats, rode hard and put away well. We got to put that video on there.
Yes.
And
Should.
The first thing he did was he noticed the seats, and then when he nestled in, not even hi, how you doing, how's the family? It's, do you have a route? Do you have a route to go? And that's the salutation I get for picking him up and being his personal chauffeur.
Yeah.
Do you have a route?
And by the way, when we call Joe on the phone, it's never goodbye. It's always a contest to see who can hang up on the other one first.
Yep.
Yeah. No, his goodbye is, yeah.
Yeah, or all right. All right.
Okay,
click.
that's enough about me.
Well, our two guests that we were going to have just left out the back door.
We scared them away.
Why don't you bring them out?
All right, you want to bring them out?
Yeah.
Come on out.
Yeah.
Andy
Yeah.
and Sarah.
Yeah. From Latitude Studios. I have no idea what this is.
But you're about to find out.
Yeah. Hi.
My voice, so I apologize.
Well, first we got to get you with a microphone. Yeah.
There we go.
You are Sarah Berg.
I am.
Hi, Sarah. You got a great voice. June Allison.
I've been having too much fun at the fair, so
Yeah.
it's gone. Yeah.
And with you is Andy Berg. Are you a married couple?
We still are, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, as of today.
So far, so
Ask
good.
me at the end of the fair.
Yeah.
And you're from Ham Lake.
We live near Roseville, but our shop is in Ham Lake.
And
Yeah.
what is your shop, Latitude Studios? What is that? What has Rookie discovered here that we need to know at the fair?
Right.
Sure. So we are repurposing shipping containers. We started out during the pandemic to create the backyard office, and that has turned into learning to work with the shipping containers. So we 20 and 40 footers. We're building anything from your backyard bar on up to now we're building 40-foot bunkhouses that you can go throw in the woods up north.
Time out for 1 sec.
Oh, sorry, Rook. You got to turn your mic on, brah.
Brand new to broadcasting.
Yep. There you go.
Got it?
There
Is
you
it
go.
on?
Yep.
There we go. First of all, before you jump into the shipping container, the reason we have them on the air today, it's their first state fair that they've ever worked at. So this is the first time they've ever had a business at the fair.
Right.
But the business was started basically in the garage. And in Garage Logic, we celebrate those startups that start like
sure.
that. He is a civil engineer that walked away from his job to start pursuing this shipping container business. So that's the real story is how did you get over the crazy mark?
Where did you bring one with you?
We have two over at our stand. Yep.
Oh, not your-
I couldn't get it over here. Yeah.
Okay, and where are you located?
We are over by the horse barn, Coliseum area.
Over that way.
Yep.
Yep.
Sheep and poultry.
And you gambled that this would be an idea that would pay off. Has it?
As of right now, yes. I mean, the excitement around working with containers, hearing how many people across all generations have thought about using the containers, hearing the stories of people that have used them and all the different uses. And like I say, the variety of uses, just learning to work with them, how to build with them. We have fabrication and the woodworking.
I've got a
together.
way to double your sales instantly. My greatest fear is when they're coming for me, and I mean everybody's coming for me. It's the end of the world, and they're not going to find me because I have buried on my property in an undisclosed location a number of shipping containers. So what I need you guys to do is come up to my property. Let's get these things underground right now.
Pimp them out a bit.
Keep me safe. And then we'll start marketing, and I think this is going to open up a whole new avenue of revenue for you.
Where do you get the containers?
So we get them in Northeast Minneapolis at the depot, Tom Kramer, and there's a consistent supply of them coming in. They come into Minneapolis by train. They get emptied out, and then they're either sent back overseas empty because we're not exporting anything out of Minneapolis, or if we have a purpose for them and we can buy them and use them.
I was going to say, you're not handed these for free.
Correct.
You
we
have to
buy
pay.
them.
Who are you buying them from? The railroad?
They come off of the shipping lines,
Right.
And so there's the whole shipping industry of just getting the product into Minneapolis.
Joe, I don't think he wants to
And then
reveal
you
his
can-
sources.
Well, I have another question about that. We can't open a business section these days without understanding there's such a delay in production and such a delay in shipment of parts. I wonder if that ultimately is going to affect the availability of shipping containers.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm hearing is they're really ramping up production over in China and Korea, where they export a lot, and they're really ramping up the production because the money in the shipping is getting the product over here.
I don't want no Chinese shipping crate.
Well, they're all the same, you hooplehead. Jeez.
Our first one was from Australia.
I'd take one of those.
Does that work?
Ever break one open and there's
Better.
a family in there?
Not yet.
Okay. What? I don't think that was an untoward question.
You know what? I think it was uncharitable.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Well, Kenny, why don't you give them your address quick, and they'll probably head up your way and then get you all squared away.
Sarah?
I've already started digging the
Yeah.
hole. We're going to get that thing in.
Sarah and Andy
Yeah.
Berg, Latitude Studios. Has anyone ever ordered from you something sizable enough to be a house?
Right now, we're at the 40-foot bunkhouse, where
Okay.
you'll have a bathroom on one end, a bedroom on the other end. But ever since we've kind of hit the market we hear a ton of interest in the tiny home movement.
Yeah, I've been reading a lot about
and that has
that.
been surprising to me. I thought it was a smaller community, but there's a lot of interest, and we're already there. We're building residential close to the residential build. So
Right.
What's your turnaround time typically for a project?
yeah, I mean we can build them out within 3 to 4 weeks in our shop. Right now, you're dealing with delays to get windows and doors
Sure.
and all of that. So, only 4 weeks in the shop, but we're telling people 8 to 10 weeks because you have to wait for the millwork.
And do you do the interior? Once it's open box. Once it arrives at their location, everything is done inside, electrical, etc.
Correct.
Exactly. Yep, it's customized, ready to go. If we offer the rooftop patio, because you have that structure is already there, that flat top and the structure. So that'd be the one thing that we have to put on site due to bringing them down the road.
Really? How many people work for you?
We're up to 9 already.
Really?
And
Wow.
growing. Yep.
It's eight men and me.
Yeah. Are you a part of the fabricating?
I don't weld yet,
Okay,
but I do the interior.
Okay, wonderful.
And keep them all in line.
Well, GLers can wander over and see your place over by the
We
horse
love
barn.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give your website one more time.
Latitude-studios.com.
Beautiful.
Clever. How did you
Wonderful.
come up with that? Just kidding.
Well, wonderful. Thank you for coming over.
Thank you guys so
Yeah.
much.
Thank
Good luck. Continued success.
You. Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Say, pizza and pull tabs are back. Red Savoy Pizza is back with Garage Logic, and right now, Red Savoy's Pizza and Pull Tabs program rolls out in all 16 Red Savoy restaurants. When you order a pizza at Red Savoy, they're going to tuck a pull tab, a real pull tab, into the flap of the box. You tear that baby open, and you can win prizes including free pizza, pasta, wings, salads, cookies, pop, as well as money off your next purchase. You can even win the grand prize, free pizza for a year. That's about as soda style as you can get, and they're strong supporters, Red Savoy strong supporters of the Gopher athletic program. They've done some Facebook stuff that you might enjoy with Coach PJ Fleck. And Red Savoy wants GLers to know that you can visit SavoyPizza.com and use the code word ELITE, that's one word, ELITE, E-L-I-T-E, to get $5 off any order of $30 or more. Offer is available only through the Red Savoy app or website, redsavoy.com.
All right, we're clear.
Let's turn this off.
Quit doing that. Okay, look at Pat. Oh, the boys have a little construction project in the back. Yep, he did. He did say that.
Anybody can go in that room, so you got to keep checking them.
I
Hey, thanks for having me on your show before. I'm good. Good to meet you in person. Hell yeah. Best thing I could have done.
Kenny, I'll take whatever you're ready for here. Kenny, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
Set Nancy up, Brooke.
Wait, I played that yesterday. Here we go.
You're looking for one that'll make me angry?
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Are we ready, gentlemen?
Yeah.
Let's just. I'll flip it up, Brooke. Okay. I'll take care of that.
Okay.
Here we go.
You're ready.
Let's go.
Has Kenny got something?
Yes.
Are you ready, Joe?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Joe. Here we go, Joe.
God almighty.
Hey, I'm rolling. Let's do this.
Here's a man
who's still a bad waiter. Joe Souchere.
Sky carp season, Such. Sky carp season. You know what a sky carp is?
A duck.
It's a goose.
Oh, goose.
And I think you, now that summer is over and fall has begun.
Not over.
That means early goose season is here. You need to get yourself a 10 gauge,
A
my
blunderbust.
friend. 10 gauge. And you're going to do that at dkmegs.com. Sun came up today. It's beautiful. That means they threw open their doors at 10 a.m. at Old 8 up in New Brighton, great little shop that GLers love, selling everything from hunting shotguns. And I happen to know they have a lot of shotguns on hand right now if you're a hunter. Also personal protection, firearms, rifles, etc. If you love just shredding paper and cardboard, it's my way of recycling. They've got plenty of that too. Ammo, more and more becoming available on a daily basis. They have everything you need, firearms, accessories, sound advice, helpful service, including gunsmithing. It's all at dkmags.com and Monticello Pawn and Gun. DK Mags, they love to give discounts to the military, past and current, and law enforcement and first responders. So be sure to tell them who you are when you tell them that GL sent you to dkmags.com.
GLers, we're meeting Nancy Ford for the first time. You might recall we had her on the air by phone when she's running for the council seat in Ward 12 against, who's the incumbent, Nancy?
His name is Andrew Johnson.
Andrew Johnson. You know what Lou Grant might say about you? You got spunk. I hate spunk.
Yeah, he doesn't like spunk, Such.
Let's just go through it, Nancy. Yes on police reform, meaning what?
Meaning that we need to reform our police department. That's glaringly obvious. It's been obvious for a long time. But I am 100% against defunding the police department.
Wonderful.
And supporting the Yes for Minneapolis Charter Amendment.
What do you mean by yes on equity through home ownership?
Well, for a number of years, the city of Minneapolis, the majority of housing that's been built, between 2014 and 2019, 95% of the housing that was built in the city of Minneapolis was rental units.
Thus depriving black families, for example, of developing wealth because the zoning is keeping them out of home ownership.
That is correct. We are tearing down single-family homes and duplexes, and we are putting 125-unit apartment buildings on them.
All 2040 plan does is even make it worse.
I'd agree.
You're against the 2040 plan.
100%.
Do you have a chance to win? You're too logical.
Yes, very much so.
I hope so.
I'm in it to win it, and I'm going to. I was going to say that the best thing I could have done was make the decision to run as an independent candidate. I had people talking to me saying, "No, you need to run on the DFL, try to get their endorsement." I'm like, no. In 2017, only 30% of our ward voted, and that was high. That was the second highest in the city of Minneapolis. And the first thing I started asking was, okay, so why didn't 70% of the population vote? Is it because nobody represents them? Is it because they are just apathetic? I'm not going to focus on the 30% who, always show up and vote, straight, DFL ticket.
Is Ward 12 the most southeastern neighborhoods of Minneapolis?
It is. The boundaries of it is the northern boundary is about 4 blocks south of Lake Street.
Right.
It goes as far west as Cedar Avenue.
Yep.
And then it goes it kind of zigzags a little bit, but it goes all the way down to Crosstown and all the way over to the Mississippi River.
And you actually are a business owner. You work for a living.
I do.
That's the map.
Yeah, I see it right here. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. What's it? You fix things.
I do.
What's it called again?
It's called Repair Lair.
Repair Lair.
Oh,
is it on
nice.
Lake Street?
It is. It's at 3304 East Lake Street. It's about 5 blocks away from the 3rd precinct.
Oh, yeah. Are you doing a lot of door knocking?
Yes, I'm doing a lot of door knocking, but I'm also being a little bit on the unconventional side. I pretty much just get on my bicycle and just ride around the neighborhood looking for people walking dogs, pushing baby strollers, doing yard work, getting in and out of their cars, because a lot of people, as we know, now have no solicitation signs on their front doors. And also, knocking on a person's door is kind of an imposition, and a lot of people really don't appreciate it. But hey, just bumping into somebody on the street, hey, can I talk to you for a minute? You know, I'm running for city council. They're like, yeah.
You're too good to be true. So what I wonder is what compelled you to run?
I was frustrated with my own personal experiences with our city council, and the way that they were choosing to run the city. I didn't feel like they were truly listening to what the residents of the city had to say, and that is very, very true.
Right there.
So,
Yep.
as an example of this, when I talked to the incumbent about the recent decision that they made to eliminate any parking minimums for any development in the city of Minneapolis, I asked him, why did you agree to something like that? You know, what's the logic behind it? And the first words he said was, well, when we talk to developers, like, why? No, that's the wrong answer.
Well, they're doing it in St. Paul, too.
Yeah, I've seen what Marshall Avenue currently looks like.
Oh, it's dreadful, isn't it?
Nancy, I lived in 12, and the wife, the roommate, used to call Andrew frequently, and the first thing out of his mouth, virtually every phone call, was no. And it was really tough to get through to him. Very difficult.
Some of the responses I've gotten is, one of them is, well, yeah, there's nothing we can do about that.
Right.
And
they won't even look into it. They won't even, or he won't even try.
Yeah, there's nothing we can do about
just
it.
No. Yeah.
Which is kind of the same.
Yeah,
As no. Another one was, well, as you know, as I said, well, when we talk to developers,
Right.
Okay, so it's obvious what's driving your decisions, and then. There was another one. Oh, asked him about the wording on the public safety amendment, which is called Yes for Minneapolis. And they said, really? It says, police department if necessary.
How could it not be necessary?
Well, then he interrupted me. He says, well, don't worry about it. We'll always have a police department. I'm like, really? If it's worded like that, how can you guarantee that? And on top of it, you're going to patronize me by saying something like, oh, don't worry about it?
Yeah.
Pat you on the head.
You realize you must win. You'd be
Yes.
the only city council member who's ever actually had a job and met a payroll.
It sure seems like recently.
I can't think of one who's had a job.
And I think running as an independent is the right thing to do. I don't think any party will serve you or their endorsement will serve you. And I think that the citizens of the Ward 12 will react positively to an independent.
I very much so. I've gotten
Yeah.
nothing, I've gotten a few people that, they're the ones who usually, they'll look at my platform and, they'll call me a bootlegger and then throw food at me.
Yeah.
Or somebody will see me from across the street walking their dog, and I'll start just swerving it, hi.
Yeah.
And they'll go, I know who you are, and you should be ashamed of yourself. Your platform is disgusting.
Oh, my God. What are you dealing with?
And then I'm like, well, hey, I'm doing my job. If you know who I am, but I've never spoken to you before, good on me.
Yeah. Well, best of luck, young lady. Best of luck.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And, the last thing I want to say is pragmatism before activism.
Yeah.
That's what you need to run a city, people.
All right. Harumph,
And also, the reason why I'm running as an independent candidate is I want to prove to people that it is possible in the city of Minneapolis to do it and to win. You don't need the backing of a political party to do it.
Right on.
So there you go.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for having me.
Harumph.
Good luck.
Nancy Ford, City Council Ward 12. Thank you. I'm glad you stopped by. Thank you. You have to leave now. You have to go away.
With pleasure.
Thanks so much for having me at the last minute. I appreciate it.
Killer hat, too, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, thanks.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you very much.
Thanking you. Good luck.
Yeah, keep following me.
You're not shy. I'm sure you'll be meeting people here at the fair.
Did we get her website in there?
Yeah.
NancyFordMN.com.
NancyFordMN.com.
Yeah.
There you
All
go.
right.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
She just walked by that beautiful Bintelli e-bike that's on our front yard here from EcoFun Motorsports.
Viking purple.
And you can win that, courtesy of EcoFun Motorsports. You can register 3 ways during our podcast. You can scan the QR code on the sign next to the bike, or you can register over here at the GL merchandise booth, or you can register online at garagelogic.com. This is from EcoFun Motorsports on Highway 61 in downtown Forest Lake, where there's a full line of Yamaha products, these great Bentelli e-bikes with 5 levels of electric assist, all the urban scooters that turn urban errands into adventures, youth recreational equipment, helmets, apparel, great service department, great people. They'll be expanding soon because we've lived up to our promise to make our clients' lives miserable. And we've succeeded at EcoFun Motorsports, where these bikes fly out the door. You get the right fit, the right equipment, the right size, the right tires. They're experts at fitting you on a Bentelli e-bike. And this is a $1,700 value here from EcoFun Motorsports, and you can register to win it right here at the State Fair.
Yes. Uh-oh, where is it? Come on, damn it. Come on. Yes, I do need that today. Let me check to see what he has. And I might have you do it here. Rook, let's have you do it here. Rook's going to do Spiral. Oh. Do you want to do Johnny?
And then those guys, the bands here, they're going to start at 1. Well, let's right after Doris. Should we do
Johnny?
Yeah, let's do 15 minutes of Johnny.
Okay.
Holy, holy. What's this fly doing in my soup? No, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Rook, you ready? Yeah. Okay. Rook's going to do Spiral.
Something a little softer. Catch my vibe.
We ready, gentlemen?
Burn it.
Okay. Rolling. I think I am anyway. Here we go. Here's the wax man to tell us about candles. It's the rookie.
We're darn tootin'. I'm going to tell you about candles. I'm going to tell you about working with wax, working with candles. in the grandstand, folks, GLers, and all the GLers that are gathered here today, I want you to go to the grandstand and find the Spiral Light Candle Company. I want you to give them the wink, the happy handshake. There's a satisfied customer right there.
Another one over here.
There, look at that. Look at the Spiral Light candles are flying off the shelf. Is that the Cylinder Index model? Yeah, you gave them the good handshake. They have a deal where those candles for GL are under the table. You have to ask for them by name. So ask for the Garage Logic cylinder candle. A lot of people are going over and saying, the Rook sent me.
What, are they illegal? Why are they under the table?
He's testing us. He's smart. He's testing us.
Oh, I get it. I get
it. The GL is responding.
I get it.
So we've got 4 satisfied customers over there. The Spiral Light Candle Company is a Garage Logic story. SpiralLightCandles.com. Stop burning boring candles in your home. Stop giving boring candles as gifts, housewarming gifts. Go to SpiralLightCandle.com or go over to the grandstand. Pick your scent. I hope it's the Garage Logic scent. And make your guy or your gal really happy with a unique burning candle that will last 40 hours. Check them out online and tell them the Rook sent you. SpiralLightCandles.com and check them out in the grandstand before you leave the Minnesota State Fair.
John, before we begin, I want to remind GLers that at the merchandise counter over here, you can get 2 versions of the window clings, the GL logo and GL University. They're $5 each. It's sponsored by Dennis Kirk.
On Military Appreciation Day, 2 for $5.
Is it?
2 for $5. I was told by our executive.
2 for $5?
Yep.
Well, all the proceeds from the sale of the clings, the net proceeds, will be donated to the Minnesota Military Appreciation Fund. If we sell out all 5,000 clings, Garage Logic will make a donation of more than $20,000 to the Minnesota Military Appreciation Fund.
Here. That's a lot of dough, man.
And for more incentive, there's a celebrity working the GL merch counter today.
Really?
NASCAR Kelly.
Oh,
For
nice.
Pete's sake. For
Yeah.
Pete's sake.
Yeah.
Go say hello to NASCAR Kelly.
She's not touching money, is she?
Plus, who's got the Boatwork shirt today? Reavers is wearing the
Yep, I'm
Boatwork
rocking
shirt.
the Boatwork
they got
shirt
some
today.
great stuff there at the merchandise booth. Johnny Height,
Thanks, Joe.
you have a stroke?
I thought you were going
I
to follow
thought
it
you
up
were going
with
to
the
say
Yeah.
at
you
the
really
news
did.
desk. or-
From his State Fair news desk.
It was like a run-on sentence. Like you didn't stop.
Brought to us by
Brought to us by
Heydays.
Heydays. Thanks, Kenny.
Love it.
One job, John.
Getting pretty old, aren't I? Yeah. It is, as Rook said, Military Appreciation Day here at the fair. And I did not see this. This would have been great. A special opening ceremony flag raising program and a flyover
Yes.
this
Ooh,
morning.
neat.
That would have been very cool. There'll be more. There are more than 50 educational booths and organizations in support of the military. The 34th Infantry Division Red Bull Band performed this morning at the Liney Lodge Band Shell. At 2 o'clock today, the Starlifter from the USAF Band of Mid-America will take the Shell stage at Schilling Amphitheater. Also today, other stuff going on. Tonight's concert, the Doobie Brothers.
Skunk
that's
coming
right.
over? Is Skunk going to come over?
No Skunk. Skunk hasn't been a Doobie Brother for 40 years or so now.
I'll catch up soon.
Yeah.
Is that who I heard doing a sound check when we walked
Yeah,
in?
they were sound checking with Maxine by Donald Fagen, which is a great song.
Right.
The Doobie Brothers will perform. They feature original members Tom Johnston, Pat Simmons, and this year they also have Michael McDonald with them and John McPhee, the fine guitar player. Also, the opener is a really good band, too. If you're not familiar with them, the Dirty Dozen Brass Band opens the show at the grandstand
cool.
at 7 o'clock.
Do you think the Doobie Brothers are ever asked about their appearance on What's Happening?
I think they are. Yes.
Because that really, why did that have such a large impact on us? Were they like one of the?
What in God's name are you talking
On
about?
us or on you?
No, I think America.
Rook's correct on this one.
What
I'm
is
with Rook.
what is what's happening?
What's
So,
happening?
okay,
Go ahead.
there's
You
this guy
tell me.
Dwayne, And there's what was the mama's name?
Thornton.
And there was Rerun.
Mama.
Rerun was the dancer.
Yep. He wore the hat.
Fred Berry, the late great Fred Berry, and then
Late, great
Dee would always tell on. That was his Thomas.
I
His
don't
name.
remember.
Anyway, these
Watch
guys.
people start to leave.
No. Who is familiar
So
with
you're
what's
the
happening?
only one that doesn't get it.
Who is familiar with the Doobie Brothers on What's Happening?
Yeah.
When they tried to.
See, the whole crowd, Joe.
It was about copywriting, correct?
Yeah,
Wasn't
they
that
did
it?
a bootleg.
Or
Well,
bootlegging, I'm sorry.
weren't they were playing the school prom or something weird like that, and the problem was they didn't want their concert bootlegged. And wasn't it rerun?
Rerun, of
He was
course.
going to tape it and bootleg it, and they
Yep.
gave him a big speech.
Yeah, hey,
about
it's not
doing
cool,
it.
man.
And then they performed, I think, "Taking to the Streets" maybe, or
Taking me to the streets.
something like
So,
that.
Joe, I think you should go back and watch that show. You missed a little piece
Yeah,
of
you
Americana.
can catch that on YouTube, I'm
Yep.
sure.
You know what? I'll come over. We'll watch it.
You know who we missed last night? Big Sandy and the Fly Ride Boys.
Oh, where were they at? They were in one of the
Liney's?
small stages.
I think they're at the Liney stage.
Yeah. They're not there today? They're done?
I have no idea.
Fine band.
By the way, speaking of fake high schools, tell me you guys saw the story of the high school that duped ESPN into covering their game.
I saw that.
I did see that.
That is
yeah.
one of the greatest pranks in the history of pranks, is it not?
I would
Yes.
say, yeah.
I want to get us back to news. Can I
Yes,
interject
sir.
something?
It's your show.
The hurricane
I think.
Ida, is it Ida?
Ida.
Yeah,
Ida.
is
I
being
don't know.
is just being described routinely and without any question as an example of climate change.
Right.
So somebody's got to do it.
Right.
Let's hear it.
The following are the 6 of the most powerful hurricanes to make landfall in the mainland United States based on minimum pressure. The Florida Keys Labor Day hurricane leads the list in 1935. That had 892 millibars. Millibars is a means of, it's a unit of atmospheric pressure. And the higher it is, I would imagine, the worse the hurricane. So, 1935 in the Florida Keys. Hurricane Camille in 1969, 900 millibars. Maybe it's less one. Hurricane Michael in 2018. I don't know about the millibars.
Like ice out there.
Hurricane Katrina in 05. Hurricane Andrew in 92. The Indianola, Texas hurricane in 1886.
And now, from the mayor's
Oh, sorry.
Just had to get that out there.
Got it.
We've always had hurricanes. The difference, of course, is now there are people there.
In a nutshell, because I might be one of many, what was the duping of the ESPN football? The high school game.
So there was this high school that was alleged to be called Sycamore. Help me, John. Sycamore
Yeah, I
something
don't
high
remember
school
the name. I couldn't
out of
do that.
Ohio.
Okay.
Well, it turns out that all of the high school kids were all junior college dropouts.
Oh.
And the coach had, I think, a felony on his.
Okay.
But, Rook, the best part about it was people were having fun with it because they duped ESPN to cover their game.
Love it.
And then they put here's Sycamore High School starting lineup, and it was the Kringle McKringleberry thing from Key and Peele that we played all the time
All
during
right.
Sports
That's
Talk.
funny. That's a prank.
It was really good.
State Fair vendors have rounded off their prices. You know why?
Coin shortage,
We got a
John.
national coin shortage.
Oh, I brought that. I was reading about that.
No scan bucket then at the fair.
I feel somewhat
right.
responsible.
Yeah.
Who has all the coins?
I don't know. Well,
The guy
John
with
has
the
a
tan and
story.
scan.
According to Federal Reserve, bank and business closures due to the COVID-19 pandemic have significantly disrupted the normal circulation patterns of U.S. coins, leading to a shortage across the country. As a result, a lot of vendors here at the State Fair are adjusting prices to whole numbers that requires no change. Carol Helmer of the fried fruit and fried olive stand said we had to go with no coins at all because I was told I couldn't get any quarters. I even called the Federal Reserve to see if I could buy directly from the Fed, and I couldn't. State Fair officials suggested vendors either round their prices up or down. Helmer is encouraging visitors to bring cash since everyone accepts it. A lot of folks, though, take credit cards, but the fair says that can be hit.
World's
or
coming back
miss.
to me, man. Lead a cash life.
Well, now all you have to do is say keep the change.
Right.
We're all good.
Keep
Yeah,
the
there you
change.
go.
Keep the change.
Star Tribune reporting 3 Minneapolis residents, including a couple who last year sued over the city's police staffing levels, have brought a lawsuit seeking to have ballot language for that key public safety proposal tossed out.
It's a great story.
Attorneys for Don and Sandra Samuels, as well as Bruce Dacus, argued the language city officials approved this month is misleading, fails to inform voters of the key aspects of that proposal. Attorney Joseph Anthony wrote in the court petition, voters need to understand the outcome and the timeline. This is the second time in a month that Minneapolis has been sued over how it chose to ask voters whether they want to clear the way for city officials to get rid of the police department with a new public service agency.
We won't dwell on this at the fair. The fair is to light your hair on fire, as Kenny said. But we will definitely get back to it when we get back to the studio. I've been walking down the Garage Logic Service Road of Life, and I've been thinking about this. what could possibly be motivating this outside group, for example, MoveOn.org, which contributed so much money?
Please tell me.
To Yes for Minneapolis. Well, I have a very dark theory developing.
Yeah.
There's probably among the Mysterians a group that would love to federalize law enforcement. And that way they can issue mandates from the government that could go uncontested, vaccine mandates and this, that, the other thing. But a federal, it would expand the federal government's lordship over police in towns and cities.
That would be.
But me loving conspiracies, I'm all on board with that. But you're giving them a lot of credit for being deep thinkers.
I'm not done with this yet. We'll get back to it in the studio. But there's got to be a reason that outside agencies have such a vested interest in getting rid of a police department in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It can't be just George Floyd. Doesn't make sense.
Okay.
Doesn't make sense.
Okay, I have an idea for the show on the short term. We got to get Don Samuels on, and we've got to have him on frequently.
Yes.
I love this guy.
Yep.
A 7-year push to build an urban farm in the middle of a heavily industrial area of Minneapolis is one step closer to becoming a reality. The East Phillips Neighborhood Institute, or EPNI, recently told a city council committee it could raise $12.3 million to secure that 7.6-acre site at the home of the former Roof Depot, Longfellow Avenue and 28th Street East. City Council has agreed to give EPNI 2 years to raise the money, but it split 6-6 with one council member abstaining from giving EPNI exclusive development over the site. A final decision on this will come on September 23rd from
What's the goal, John?
Council.
We want to grow corn? Like, what's their plan?
It's I'm assuming it would be just like a garden that you'd find in all the cities here, but large.
Where do you get your roof, Joe? Roof Depot?
That's right.
Roof
Got it.
Depot.
Roofs are us.
Got it.
Fellas, I'm a little distracted here. As you know, I'm pretty tight with Mike Schoonover.
Yeah.
Sure.
My truck is at Schoonover's right now for some service work and etc. Read that very bottom message, the one that's not blue. This is from Mike Schoonover.
02 sensor fixed problem. Noah has it in detail now. Can we have until tomorrow? She needs a bleep ton of cleaning.
That from Mike Schoonover.
That is why he's the
Of
best.
Schoonover Body Works in class.
Minnesota Representative Erin Kogel from District 37A is recovering after 3 of her fingers were cut off in a power saw accident.
Repeat her name, please.
Erin Kogel.
And she's what?
She's from District 37A, representative.
DFL.
DFL or
Yeah, no,
Republican?
she's DFL.
DFL.
I looked
Well,
her
but she showed me something when she was with a power saw.
up. Yeah, but it got away from her.
Yeah,
Joe.
it did. It did.
According to a GoFundMe set up by the family on August 22nd, while using the power saw, Kogel lost control and cut off her middle ring and pinky fingers. Kogel's brother's
Not funny.
That's hurts.
That's owie. Yeah.
Kogel's brother's girlfriend, who's an EMT, was there when it happened to help stop the bleeding. She was transported to North Memorial. She then had emergency surgery to try and save her fingers. She was able to have her middle finger reattached, but her ring and pinky fingers were lost, according to the GoFundMe.
You
post.
glossed over one part. She was transported via helicopter. And when I see that, all I can think of is how much did that cost her? I've taken an ambulance ride or two in my past. It's really expensive to be brought to the hospital.
You know
in
what
an
she
ambulance.
said when she lost control of the saw?
No, what?
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Say, fella,
37 encompasses portions of Anoka in the northern Twin Cities, included Brown. It formerly included Brown, Lucky Pearl, Lion, Redwood, Yellow Medicine, Chippewa, and parts of Hennepin and Dakota. So.
I'm putting that helicopter ride at $10K. And the insurance doesn't cover that.
Saved one finger.
54 years strong. That's how long Heydays has been around. It's the biggest celebration of snowmobiles. And you're going to notice one thing with all my endorsements from this point on. The main theme, no matter who I'm talking about, Heydays in this case, summer is over. And you can always mark that by Heydays, September 11th and 12th. It's at the Snow Baron site. It's off Highway 95, about 7 miles or so east of North Branch. It's the one weekend where all the sled heads across the country gather and party, the official start of winter. And they've got something for everybody, all brands included here. Ditch Pickles, Polaris, Skidoo, Yamaha. By the way, Ditch Pickles, Arctic Cat.
Yeah. I know what you meant by that.
Okay.
I didn't.
A multitude of dealers. We've got a Ditch Pickle in the booth here.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, new units, used units, huge swap area, acres and acres of swap, and the coolest grass drags ever. We're talking speeds well in excess of 100 miles an hour, 150. Freestyle jumping, UTV races, mud races, everything you want. Heydays is September 11th and 12th, and you can check it all out on their website, heydays.com.
Joe, a ditch pickle is commonly referred to as jealous Polaris riders, admiring the beauty that is an Arctic Cat snowmobile.
Louisiana communities beginning the task of clearing debris and repairing the damage inflicted by Hurricane Ida. The problem is, it looks like they may be without power for a while, and this time of year in New Orleans, it can get a little stifling.
Yeah.
Ida ravaged the region's power grid, leaving all of New Orleans and hundreds of thousands of other Louisiana residents in the dark. No clear timeline on when the electricity would come back. The storm blamed for at least 4 deaths in Louisiana and Mississippi, including 2 people killed Monday night when 7 vehicles plunged into a 20-foot deep hole near Lucedale, Mississippi, where a highway had collapsed after torrential rains.
If you didn't have history there, or you didn't just organically live there, why would anyone choose to live there? Because John Kerry isn't going to fix this.
No.
This is going to happen again.
Yeah.
It has throughout time.
Yes.
And it's half of New Orleans is 6 feet below sea level.
Well, he's got to win the battle.
Yeah, he's got to win.
It's an amazing place, though. You've been there, I'm sure, many
been
times.
there many times.
And it feels different than anywhere else, I think.
Right.
When Annette Cohen went for a health checkup last summer in Washington State, she and her doctor discussed concerns about her weight and asthma. Then her doctor offered a novel prescription.
What?
Take regular hikes in the woods. He gave Cohen, this is the doctor now, a 1-year pass to Washington State Park System and told her to go for walks, go camping, and do what you need to do. Cohen is now 53 years old. She said in that time frame she lost 30 pounds just being out and about. With the COVID-19 pandemic highlighting the health benefits of spending more time outdoors, a growing faction of the U.S. medical community is prescribing time outside the same way they would traditional medication.
I buy it.
The idea of writing out park or nature prescriptions has taken hold, especially among pediatricians. It came together during the pandemic, said Maya Moody, president-elect of the Missouri chapter. President of the chapter of the American Academy of Pediatrics, pointing to spikes in childhood anxiety and pediatric obesity since the coronavirus outbreak started this April. And she became one of about a dozen pediatricians who started prescribing the time outside.
This is difficult for me to digest because the roommate likes to take what she calls hikes in the woods.
Good for her.
That's the Appalachian Mountains.
She's gone for about 30 minutes, and I always thought it was a euphemism for, a little,
Right.
Yeah. So maybe she is actually just...
I think she's just exercising.
Moody said the fact that doctors and health experts are now seriously looking at how something as simple as a walk in the park can help patients is exciting. Spokesperson for the AAP said the group is forming a committee on the issue of nature prescriptions, but declined to offer any more details.
I believe every word of that story.
The only thing that could make a hike in the woods better is carrying a firearm with you from TK Mags.
Right.
Way to get the sponsor in, Kenny.
Nice.
Attaboy.
Smooth as silk.
The shortage of workers has hit the Duluth Convention Center and Ice Arena. They're in desperate need of Zamboni drivers.
Sweet. Tell your kid.
Martin Zeller, yeah.
Till recently, the work of resurfacing the ice at the Amsoil Arena, cleaning the facility, and moving hockey nets fell to a full-time and part-time employee at the home to University of Minnesota Duluth Bulldog Hockey. But now that the hockey season is closing in, they need 8 Zamboni drivers to refresh the ice. Wow.
Have you guys been to the new arena?
Yes.
It's not as good as the deck. The deck was about as classic as a college hockey arena could be.
Steve Rankilla is the internal ops director for the Duluth Entertainment and Convention Center. He says, we get really busy now. We run full shifts, especially when you start the day at 6 a.m. If there is some good news, the facility last week needed 12 part-time drivers, but has since filled 4 slots.
Damn.
The COVID-19 pandemic caused the driver shortage. With no events or revenue, they had to furlough or lay off 400 employees, including the Zamboni drivers, and most of them found other work or went full-time back to
Is
college.
Smokey still working, though? Smokey was the character in Martin Zeller's song.
I don't know.
He was named. I don't even
Thank
remember
you.
that.
Yeah.
But okay.
Oh, Smokey.
In South Carolina, when a naked man was spotted Sunday running through Lowe's, witnesses called Greenwood police. 38-year-old Kevin Cooper was arrested and charged with indecent exposure. Why was he running around naked?
Why was he running,
Why,
John?
John?
Well, when officers got there, they reported finding him standing outside at a flower display wearing only a towel. He told officers he thought he was being followed by people who were threatening to kill them, and they thought they put a bomb in his pants.
Oh,
Hey, now.
okay.
We've all been there,
I
haven't
don't
we,
see
John?
Doris.
She's behind the TV.
Nobody's paying any attention.
I am.
How you doing, Chris?
Rookie, on air.
John, you can be done.
Okay, I'll be done.
Rookie, what are we doing next?
We're going to bring out the band.
We're going to take a little break first.
three-piece ensemble.
Now, Kenny tells us that from now on he's always going to say summer is over.
Summer is over.
We know it's not. There's plenty of grilling season left. Get to Grunhofer's Old Fashioned Meats on Highway 61 just north of Hugo. Also a new Grunhofer's location on Highway 97 in Forest Lake. And it's not just the brats, it's the Wagyu steaks and burgers and meatloaf and sides and quarters of beef so you can beat the man at the supermarket. Seasonings and ham and salmon and bacon. It's just a
Sweet
never-ending
and
meat.
heat jerky.
That jerky. It's a never-ending
so
meat emporium, isn't it?
It really is.
A Garage Logic destination now since the beginning of the podcast. That's Grunhofer's Old Fashioned Meats on Highway 61, just north of Hugo, and in Forest Lake on Highway 97.
Wang.
What's up? We still have it. I'm red. Okay.
I'm singing. Oh, you're gonna sing too? You need to talk.
How are you, Dave?
I'm doing all right. How are you? Good to see you. It's been a while. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you want a set of headphones on behind you so you can?
Then if you want to talk some.
Yeah.
Getting a lot of feedback.
That's a good
Thank-
idea. Let's bring them
Over the head here.
let's do it that way.
Behind you. You just do that as you see fit.
That works for me. Am I going to be able to hear everybody?
My mandolin's probably going to go to 2 now in the sun. Just
I'm getting a lot of feedback here. It's at the PA. Okay, that helps though. Put the PA down. Where's Kenny? We'll just.
Yeah. Test. Okay, yeah.
Do you want me
How
to
about
play a bump
yours?
or do you want
Vocal.
1, 2, 1, 2.
All right. Such. Let's just all roll and just introduce them instead of playing a bump. What do you think? Okay. Just make sure Pat's ready. You good? Okay. Such, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Oops. Get my right screen up here. Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
I'm rolling.
This is quite an honor. We have Dakota Dave Hull with us, a noted finger-picking guitar player with national acclaim. Dave, this is an honor.
Well, thank you. It's great to be here, Joe. It's it's been years since I've seen you, I think.
Yeah. Who's with you, Dave?
Well, we've got Eric Peltonimi also on guitar
Yep.
and singing, and we've got Liz Ashworth on the mandolin.
Okay.
And man, she's really good. Well, they're both really good.
What do you want to do for us, Dave?
Well, why don't we start with a little instrumental, a traditional instrumental piece called Ragtime Annie.
All right. Wonderful.
Want to kick that off, Liz?
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Wow. Jeez. Oh, yeah. That's some picking. That is some picking.
No, now look at her instrument. Those strings are so small and so close together. I do not know how. I mean, guitar guys, it's easier for you. It's spread apart, right? But those things are tight.
Yeah, they are. You know, it's done with mirrors. Actually,
It's a fun house, a guitar fun house.
That's right.
Dakota Dave, have you traveled the world?
I have.
And how many times have you been settled back down here at the State Fair?
Well, it's not all that many. You know,
Right.
as a performer, I think probably through the years 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
It's great to be back this year. I was going to be here last year, but that didn't happen, of course.
Do you live in Minnesota or still
I
in
don't.
Fargo?
I live in Minnesota.
Okay.
I've been here since 1969.
Oh, boy.
Grew up in Fargo, but I
Right.
take pills for it.
All right. Where are you going to be here on the fairground?
We're at the Ramberg Cafe stage, which is somewhere.
Right.
Or this way.
Yeah.
To your left. Just
You can
point
get
left.
there.
Yeah, that away. And we're there, at 3:15, 4:30, and 5:45 this afternoon.
Okay. Would you please do something else for us? You
Yeah.
guys are just fantastic.
Well,
You
thank
know you've arrived when the State Fair drives you around in a van. There's a driver over there patiently waiting.
Yeah.
Excellent. That's great. Well, we'll get Eric to sing one. How about that?
All right.
Sure. This is a song called How Many Times?
All right.
Looking at the setting sun, paint a scarlet sky. Overhead, the stars come out. Another day's gone by. How many times, oh how many times will we witness this again? As many times, just as many times as I think on you, my friend. And down below the evening tide,
want to say something about these guys?
Wonderful.
Just fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
Just fantastic.
That sounds like heartbreak to me, huh?
It does,
Yes.
it does,
Well
it
done.
does. Dakota Dave Hall, you guys are fantastic.
Well, thank you.
Where can we get you on a website?
Well, you could probably go to www.dakotadavehull.com.
Right. And they'll have a tour schedule there and everything. And
Yeah, there isn't much happening yet in terms of tour schedule, but
Right.
but as we go along and get more and more out of this mess, I certainly expect that there will be more stuff happening.
right.
But there's access to music videos. You can order CDs, all
Yeah.
of that
Yeah,
there,
all right.
everything.
All right.
More bio information than anybody could want.
Are we? Do we have your permission on our podcast to play anything original that you've?
You absolutely do.
Okay, excellent. We always.
Nice.
Okay, excellent. We're always looking for. When I need a heartbreak, that's the one we're going to play in a dreary, cold, snowy, or rainy morning.
No, that'll just make us feel worse. I say we got to have one more. Do you guys?
I think we could do that.
Yeah. Please, if you would, honor us. This is a thrill to have Dakota Dave Hall here.
Well,
It's
tell you
like
what,
Johnny Carson when you're asked to play a third song. That's a good thing.
It is a good thing. It's always a good thing. Oh, we'll do a new one of mine called the Lucky Dog Bounce.
All right.
Oh, she's on fire.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Among the best in the business, people.
right.
Among the best in the business,
Well, thank
Dakota
you so
Dave
much.
Hall.
Thank you so much.
Good to have you, Dave, and you guys, thank you
Great
very
being
much.
had. Thank you.
Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff.
Thank you.
Yep. Thanks, Dave.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Good to see you.
It's good to see you.
Good to be seen.
be the last segment.
What do you have left?
Just center point. You got anything left, Kenny?
Serious stuff. Coffee grounds.
But it'll be a fairly long segment. Is that serious picking, Jen?
That last one.
But you're more than welcome to. If you want a glass of water, you know, no, actually, okay. Well, thank you, Johnny. I can sing a great voice. Well, thank you so much. Thanks, guys. Take care. We'll see you soon. Stay driving.
Yes, because I want you to start cleaning up that mess. Okay? Because this is our last segment, then we're done. Okay? Get over there. Okay.
Yeah.
Any of those booths need a 9 and a 6-year-old to work for the next couple hours?
Well, you're almost wrapping it up here, sport.
Do you want something from me?
Yes, I would like you to do coffee grounds here,
Hey,
sir.
does Kenny have something here?
John.
Yes, Chris. I love you, Chris.
I love you too, John.
Is Doris with us? Is she ready?
Yes, she's
Oh,
here.
I see her. Yeah.
She's been ready for 20 minutes.
Yeah, she's been over there for 20 minutes.
Sorry, Doris. It's my fault. Okay. Kenny, you ready to go?
I am ready, baby.
I'm rolling.
Here's a man whose draft number was 302. 306. Joe Souchere.
Hey, let's, by the way, as the band heads out, they were armed with some delicious Cubanos from Juanitas.
Oh, yeah?
Which Juanitas just dropped off. So we'd like to thank them for supplying the band with delicious Cubanos from Juanitas. Thank you very much.
All right.
Tell Danny we said hi.
When you plug those earbuds in, what are you listening to? Are you listening to
K-Fan.
K-Fan, yeah. Herrero's got it on really good. Common was flat. Herrero's kicking it today.
If you're driving down the road, baby hungry and cold, and you're anywhere near Eau Claire, you have to swing into the coffee grounds on Southtown Drive. They're just north of 94, main exit in Eau Claire. A great place to set a spell. Have a home-cooked meal, hot cup of classy coffee, stuck up on fine Wisconsin cheese, or even a six-pack of their specialty beer. It's brewed right there in the house, a cigar, bottle of wine, or best of all, and the reason for living, freshly roasted coffee. We'd be extra pleased here at GL if you'd buy a bag of our signature series, the GL blend, the Spoon Lake blend, Krabby Coffee Shop blend, and the best darn decaf in the whole wide world, the Johnny Hyde Guitar Blend. But the great things about the beans, you don't have to be in Eau Claire to get them. You can be anywhere in the whole wide world. Just log on to thecoffeegrounds.com and have them delivered right to your door.
Don't mind him, Kenny.
It doesn't matter if you're in Grand Forks or the Grand Cayman. Get on the internet. Get those beans. Thecoffeegrounds.com. StateFair.com. Here's today's State
I didn't think
Fair
you heard
animal.
that. I didn't think you heard that.
Here's what I love about Joe. Doris has been on the show at the fair every single day for what, Rook? About
Long time.
38 years?
Long time.
And the only sounder that it's required when Doris makes an entrance is this one.
Here's today's State Fair animal.
Which is about the only thing I'm genuinely prepared for. And then he looks at me as Kenny's doing the live. Don't forget the sounder.
And then
here's today's State Fair
Then
animal.
he's saying it, yeah.
Doris, are you pulling a fast one on us?
What do you mean
This is
pulling
the
a-
same sheep that was here yesterday.
Joe, look
you.
more
Same
closely.
sheep. It's the same sheep.
I told you.
White, soft.
Tyler, you are Tyler Peters?
Yep.
How are you, kid? Where are you from?
From Sauk Center, Minnesota.
Sauk Center.
My
okay.
neighborhood. Awesome.
Why is this different than the sheep we had yesterday, Doris?
Because, Joe, it's not a sheep. Tyler will tell you all about the, what is it, Tyler?
A lamb.
No.
Hammerhead. No, what do you call that? The rammer. Ram.
She's a Saanen boar goat.
Huh? Wait a minute. This isn't a sheep?
Nope.
No sheep.
It's a goat.
Okay, Joe, how many years have we been doing this?
Long time, honey.
Yeah, long time. You've got a short memory, though, don't you, as far as what kind of species we're dealing with?
Doris, can I tell you something, Doris?
What?
It's the spitting image of what that kid had yesterday. So a little goat and a little lamb look alike, don't they, Tyler?
Similar, but a goat has hair in most cases, and a sheep most of the time has wool. We haven't brought you a hair sheep yet, but
All right.
they look similar. Yes, I could see maybe your glasses prescription needs checking, but they do look different if you do take a good gander.
What
at
kind
them.
of goat again, Tyler?
She's a Saanen boar goat.
Which means what? What does that distinguish?
So Saanen is her breed.
Right.
So she's a meat goat, which is boar.
Okay.
And she's a goat.
So this will be at some point.
Yes.
Okay. And do you raise goats?
I do not personally, no.
Are you a 4-H kid?
Yep, 4-H and FFA.
And so you're helping up at the Miracle of Birth? Is that where we're dealing with this?
Yep.
How old is this goat?
She's a few weeks old.
So it really did fool me. I did think it was the lamb from yesterday, but this goat, now that we're exploring this, is far more behaved than the lamb we had
Very
yesterday.
mellow.
We thought the lamb was mellow. This guy doesn't say a peep, does he? Is this a male goat?
Female.
What are they called?
She's a doe.
A doe and
Yep.
a doe. And what's the male called?
A buck.
A buck.
Yep.
Just like deer.
Yep.
Yep.
Wonder
Just
why they
like
have the
deer.
same name as deer.
What's
Doris?
going
I'm confused.
on with your farm? What are you guys doing?
So I'm working on a dairy, beef, and poultry farm.
Wow.
So we're milking about 60 cows, give or take. Depends on the day.
Stanchions?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And then we have Angus beef cows. There's about 25 cow-calf pairs.
Okay.
And then we raise about 30 to 40 egg-laying hens.
Are you buying the food? Are you do you have fields, tillable?
Yep, we have tillable acres.
And
Yep.
how's the crop this year?
This is the part where Kenny pretends he knows about farms.
So it was pretty good up until about Monday when we had a storm come through middle of the week.
Yeah.
A lot of the crops in our area are flat now, down to the ground.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're doing pretty well.
Good. Good.
Yep.
Now, will this goat be campaigned in some sort of ribbon contest?
No, it will not.
Oh, okay.
It's just a crossbred goat, and it's on display at the Miracle Birth Center, and the FFA members answer your different questions about the goats and sheep and other animals that are featured there.
Doris, how long before Joe gets to eat this goat?
As young as 6 months. They grow very fast. You know, a lot of people, you know, they think of a 6-month-old, or in the case of a cow, a 2-year-old having young. But animals mature much more rapidly than we do. As evidence, you know, you always talk about dogs and then how old they are in human years and things like that. So an animal like this will mature a lot more rapidly and basically be an adult in a very quick time compared to a human.
I couldn't possibly eat this goat. I've fallen in love with her face.
Yeah, just
She's
gorgeous.
Really cute. And I see a bad ending for you, sweetheart.
Obviously has no idea what's in store for
That's
her.
what happens, I guess, right, Doris?
Yes.
That's the way the world goes around, isn't it, Doris?
Right, it is. I mean, it's part of a natural process.
That's
and,
right.
You know, this is something that if you like to eat meat, this is
It's good to eat meat.
It's good to eat meat.
well. And the thing is, they're very important for the environment. You know, a lot of people think that that all we should be eating are plants, but animals form a really important part of the ecosystem.
I see.
And goats are part of that, as well as cattle and sheep. And they go out and graze, and they can turn pastures and things like that into wonderful food that you and I can't eat, because there is a lot of land around the United States and really around the world that is not tillable, that you can't plant a crop on. And so they can take the forages off that land and turn it into great food products for humans to eat.
Plus,
Wonderful.
Don't forget that with animals, they put up a good fight. Animals can run, plants can't. I mean, how hard can it be, right?
Yeah.
That's right. Well, thanks, Tyler, and thanks again, Doris.
You're welcome.
We'll probably see you next on Thursday.
On Thursday,
On
we'll be
Thursday.
I'm
back.
going to give her the day off. She's the gold medal.
Good luck,
medalist
Tyler.
freedom.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Wednesday off.
Today's State Fair animal.
Take these.
Do you like a
John,
nice goat, Joe?
I do, and that I would love to have this goat as a pet.
Oh.
It's a beauty, just a beauty.
You'd never have to cut the grass again.
No, they eat everything. They eat tin cans.
His evidence is, or his only connection to goats is saps at sea.
Yep,
When
that's
the goats eat
exactly right.
Everything.
Is that Laurel and Hardy?
Yep.
Yeah. Saps at sea is his.
Goat eats the dock line, and off the boat goes. And
Say, are you really working on getting the governor booked?
Yes,
I have.
Let me see what that says.
Well, I've got a little. I've got a.
Oh, that ought to help the campaign.
I don't think
help the
centerpiece here.
I'm not sure that'd be helpful.
Hopefully, if
when
we can get the governor booked, we'll keep that right here in the middle of the table.
We do have his potential opponent coming in Thursday or Friday at about 1 o'clock.
Scott Jensen.
Yes.
Oh, Scotty will love
he
this.
He is great. He's on the ground, so we'll pinpoint it whether it's Thursday or Friday.
Right.
And he'll be on the front porch.
By the
here
way,
at Garage
if you
Lounge.
would like one of these cute little signs, Tim Walls Lies.
I don't want one.
.org.
Now, see, I also that's part of the way that when I pitched it to the governor's people, and I've got other moles working on it that are very well connected.
Sure.
I said how he's had Senator Wellstone on.
Yeah.
Governor Dayton let us pour water on his head during the
ice bucket challenge.
The ice bucket challenge.
That's right.
So I said, he's not coming into the lion's den, so maybe we might have to muzzle
Well,
Kenny.
you might have to. Tell me to stay home.
We're going to bring the gimp outfit out. For
Say, Bill
You probably
Stein.
like.
Say Bill Stein up in Aiken just learned that the lake detective and his crew will be searching for zebra mussels on Cedar Lake September 7th. And Billy's offering his help. So I'll make sure that the lake detective hears about
Lake
this.
detective, you might want to just pass on that. He might slow you down chatting away the whole time.
No, Billy knows that lake like the back of his hand.
Well, I know that, but the LD is there on a case, and he can't be stumped with Bill Stein in his ear going, "You remember the time you were on Cedar Lake and Apple Valley?" And
Only
Only?
because they come to us all the way from Marloth Park and Mpumalanga from the Traveling Lyman's. On this day, August 31st,
yes,
in 1929,
The last day of August.
crash.
the Fauché Tower was dedicated in Minneapolis.
Oh.
Hiring John Sousa to write and perform a march for the occasion, he threw a splendid grand opening party, a final display of extravagance before the 1929 crash and subsequent economic depression that ruins him. Him being whoever built the thing.
Mr. Fauché.
Was it named Fauché?
Yes,
I think
he
it was.
lived in the penthouse.
Yep.
He had a suite up there, and then the crash came, and he lost everything.
My mom has a photo, a high school field trip in which they went downtown Minneapolis where the Fauché is the only skyscraper.
Right.
It's just eerie to see that photo, the background.
What is it now? Some foo-foo hotel?
The W.
The W?
The W Hotel.
Makes me confused.
Yeah.
Every time I drop by there.
Say, Center Point of Mendota Heights Commercial Office
If you're
Park.
standing on the head, it's the M.
Center Point of Mendota Heights Commercial Office Park wants you to know that they have the place where you and your employees can work, where it's easier to work. It's in Mendota, an 8-building campus on rolling parkland. They're all single-story, no elevator hassles, no parking hassles. Park right in front of your own unit, and they got the trails and the shade trees, and it's just gorgeous. Each office space is customizable, so you get exactly what you need. With easy access to the airport and highways 55, 62, 494, 35E, you name it, everything is pretty much right there in your orbit, and you're not fighting that downtown B as in B, S as in S. You're working where it's peaceful and shady and quiet, and convenient. Find out more at Escape to Mendota, one word, escapetomendota.com.
Here's today's
State
Fair animal.
Darn it.
No,
That's
I
not fun.
thought she was coming back. I really did think that was the lamb from yesterday. That wasn't a bit.
Deputy Pavolny, greetings.
Thank you, GLers.
Hey, how are you?
Thank you.
Now, reminder, we are not going to be at the Great Minnesota Get-Together tomorrow. We'll be back here on Thursday.
We'll wrap it up Thursday and Friday here at the Great Minnesota Get-Together. Don't forget to visit our talk shop. Great merchandise. And again, let me remind you, those window clings are in two versions, the GL logo and the GL University. They're $5 each,
Look at that,
sponsored
our
by
model,
Dennis
our
Kirk.
model.
There they
That's
are.
fantastic. Thank you. But here's the best part. They're $5 a piece. If we sell out all 5,000 clings, GL will make a donation of over $20,000 to the Minnesota Military Appreciation Fund.
Two for $5 today.
Two for $5 today because it's Military
Gotcha,
Appreciation
Gramp.
Day.
You just dropped the price. Nice going.
I think I'm going to go pick up 2 more myself.
They are the not the originals, but they are the old school Garage Logic.
Right, they're really neat. They're really good. All right, we'll see you Thursday.
Thursday, and it looks like we are going to have Dr. Stevens on Thursday around 1 o'clock.
Steve Jensen?
Or Jensen, excuse me.
Steve Zahn's the actor.
Yeah, that's right. That's what it is. I got my notes
I don't think
right.
he's going to make it.
Yeah, I got to go to my friend at the airport after this, so I'm going to make it. Folks, if you were entertained by this podcast, there are so many other podcasts out there that can entertain you, and you can find those on your smartphone at podmn.com. Or PodMN, actually. If you're working on your computer, it's podmn.com. Smartphone, PodMN, computer, podmn.com.
Don't forget about the YouTube channel, too.
Right, great stuff from the fair. Sign up on the YouTube Garage Logic channel, and you'll be entertained for miles and miles and miles and miles. Streaming live at Minnesota State Fair on Facebook and on the Garage Logic YouTube page. Check it out. We'll see you on Thursday for the next Garage Logic Front Porch Podcast. Thank you.